day, everyone. We were the discussant of Chapter 10, The Philippines a Century Hence. I am Rhea Mitikando, the first discussant. So our topic is all about the essay of Dr. Jose Rizal, which is The Philippines a Century Hence. So how many years are there in a century? Yes, it is 100 years. This essay is all about to forecast the future of the country within 100 years. Why did Rizal wrote this essay, and why would he want to predict 100 years from his time? Yes, very good. He wrote it to analyze the Philippines' current situation, predict its future under Spanish rule, and advocate the reforms and a better future of the Filipino people. This essay is composed of 4 parts. Part 1 is composed of the causes of the miseries suffered by the Filipino people. The first causes is Spain's implementation of her military policies. Because of such laws, the Philippine population decreases dramatically. Poverty became more rampant than ever, and farmlands were left to wither. The family as a unit of society was neglected, and overall, every aspect of the life of the Filipino was retarded. The second causes is deterioration and disappearance of Filipino indigenous culture. When Spain came with the sword and the cross, it began the gradual destruction of the native Filipino culture. Because of this, the Filipinos started losing confidence in their past and their heritage, became doubtful in their present lifestyle, and eventually lost hope in the future and the prevention of the race. And the last one is passivity and submissiveness of the Spanish colonizer. One of the most powerful forces that influenced a culture of silence among the natives were the Spanish friars. Because of the use of force, the Filipinos learned to submit themselves to the will of the foreigners. So this is the summary of part 1. So let's proceed to part 2. And that's all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Risti Pinidoy, the second discussant for today. As we can hear the discussion of my co-discussants, let's move on to my topic, which is the continuation or part 2 of the Philippines a century hence. Okay, what will become of the Philippines within a century? Will they continue to be a Spanish colony? On June 12, 1898, independence was assured, which marks the declaration of independence from Spanish colonial rule. But for those people who had sad experience shall be a prison of the colony forever. Spanish colonial authority in the Philippines maintained their power through a combination of military force, administrative structures, and religious influence, primarily through the Spanish Catholic Church. Role of priests. Priests will continue to offer spiritual guidance, administer sacraments, and provide pastoral care to their congregations. This core role will remain central to their identity. First is emerge of an enlightened class, and second is prevention of progress in the Philippines, are related to the concept of the Ilustrados, a term for educated Filipino elite during the Spanish colonial period. The Ilustrados. This group was the educated Filipino intelligence during the Spanish colonial period. They were often those who had received education abroad, particularly in Spain and in Manila elite school. So, who are those people? Yes, very good. Jose Rizal, Marcelo H. del Pilar, and Graciano Lopez Haida. Rizal saw the 3 major obstacle issues to the Philippines' progress and development. First is brutalization of mass through a caste addicted to the government, which is this refers to the abuse of power by the Spanish colonial administration and the privileged class known as the casta. Rizal argued that the Spanish authorities used their power to oppress the Filipino people, denying them basic rights and opportunities. Second is impoverishment of the country. Rizal observed that the Spanish colonial policies lead to the economic exploitation of the Philippines. The country's resources were drained to benefit Spain, while Filipinos were left impoverished. This economic inequality further exacerbated the social and political problems of the time. The last one is gradual extermination of the inhabitants. This point highlights Rizal theory that the Spanish colonial rule was systematically destroying Filipino culture and identity. He believed that the Spanish authorities were actively suppressing Filipino traditions and language, aiming to replace them with Spanish culture. Rizal's essay was a powerful call for a reform and change. His words inspired many Filipinos to fight for their independence. That's all for part 2, and let's proceed to part 3.